I'm Phil Apruzzese, the CEA president. To every single person here, thank you for coming. I've been a CEA leader for more than 20 years. And I have to tell you, I have never been so proud of you and all the work that you have done, communicating with your legislators, making your voices heard as a constituent in our great democracy, and as a dedicated educator who cares about children. Are you here to stand up? Stand up for students? Stand up for our profession? To stand up for the 99%? The middle class that makes our country great? The public schools teachers whose lives work is student learning. Let's hear it for all of our teachers across this state. Let's hear it for all of our students. Let's hear it for our parents and this profession. And let me tell you, let's hear it for all the legislators on the Education Committee who supported an alternative Governor's Education Bill 24. Let's hear it for them. Look, let's face it. We all want great schools. What kind of schools do we want? Great schools! What kind? Great schools! Ladies and gentlemen, there are all kinds of reform. But reform done right means keeping the public in public schools. While corporate CEOs and charter management companies see great profits to be made in our schools, we think that public schools are fundamental to democracy. So let's hear it. What kind of schools do you want? Public or private? Public schools. And ladies and gentlemen, we want great public schools. The private for-profit companies want to run network schools, don't want teachers to have due process, collective bargaining, or frankly, rights of any kind. Their goal is profit, not education. The clock is rolling back. Teachers would be stripped of basic rights, and any voice in reform in their schools would be gone. CEA and its members have a long history of fighting for our schools. Why anyone would think we would take the governor's Education Bill number 24 and sit down is impossible to believe. Our public schools are a treasure. Our teachers are their greatest asset. Our voices will not be ignored. It is right to feel a sense of concern about how the public can separate fact from fiction. When the governor insists with falsehoods. Do we want fact or fiction? Facts! That's right, we want facts. So here are some facts for you. It is a fact that the governor's approach provides less decision-making power for local communities, with authority being taken away from communities and their democratically elected boards of education. It is a fact that collective bargaining is driving improvement in other states and nations. Those with some of the best schools have unions that are afforded a well-deserved voice. Consider Massachusetts. Don't forget Germany and Finland and Japan and all the others where collaboration is the norm with their teachers' unions. It is a fact that we agreed to a framework for evaluations, but absolutely nothing like what Governor Malloy has proposed. It is a fact. And Governor, let's be clear that lumping teachers' evaluation, tenure, and certification won't help our students. So let's hear it. Who won't be helped by turning certification on its head? Our students. Who won't be helped? Our students. And here's another fact, that most of what the governor has proposed attacks teachers and our profession and does little to close the achievement gap. What's at risk if education reform is not done right? The future of educational and economic opportunity in our state will be lost. Teachers care about the future. Why do we care? Because our focus is getting school reform done right. We all know that the right investment in public education is an investment in our future. It's about time the governor gives our work and our schools the credit they deserve. And it's time for the legislature to stand up and hold the governor accountable. Already many legislators have. By providing the state with Substitute Bill 24, this alternative gets so many things right. More pre-K seats, better evaluation, and rights. Rights for the teacher, so that everyone can be accountable, or even better, student achievement. What do we say to those legislators who are getting it right? Well, I know what I would say. I'd say thank you. What would you say? You're ahead of me. So listen. In the closing weeks of this session, you need to keep thanking those legislators. You need to keep urging them to get reform right. We need to stay strong, we need to stay united, and we need to stand up. So what will you do? Thank you so much for being with us today.